Alright everyone, CNN launching a frenetic attack both on the mainstream tech sites and alt tech at the same time in a single article, saying that the Islamophobia on Gab, Gab, the excellent site that I'm on, link in the description, the Islamophobia on Gab, specifically a problem, I suppose. Christophobia doesn't apply. It comes mainly from YouTube and Twitter, so they're attacking Twitter too. But I mean, I don't care if someone attacks Twitter. It's so vestigial, poorly run, and stupid at this point. I don't even give a fuck. I don't care if I get banned off of Twitter. It doesn't even matter anymore, dude. There's Gab and there's Parler and there's a million and there's Minds and BitChute and all these wonderful things. Who cares? Dorsey wants to kick everyone off anyway. His stock has certainly already been fucking kicked off practically. So who cares? It's sort of like Zuckerberg sites there. Pinterest, yeah, really pumps my nads. But what they're saying is basically, here's the intonation. The propagandistic side that is inferred is this. Mainstream sites need to do more to police content because it's getting pumped onto these alt-tech sites. This is almost, by the way, this is odd because this is like a flip side of what Solana or Vox would say. They'll attack Gab directly. CNN is saying, no, they're not even to blame for the content creation. It's that evil YouTube over there. People questioning Islam. Dude, the problem is this. The definition of Islamophobia is so laughably malleable that it's almost worse than the definition of hate speech at large. It doesn't make any sense. What is Islamophobia? Is it specifically fear of Islam, like out of ignorance, like you don't understand the Quran or whatever, and so you're like, well, Islam, this and that, you're wrong, or you're right, but you're misinterpreting? Is it dislike of Muslims as a group, like a group, real or perceived? By the way, there are like 5 major classes of Islam, so I don't know. What exactly is Islamophobia? Because if you're defining it as specifically a more visceral side, like an emotional, ignorant hate of Islam based on falsehood, as opposed to maybe you read the Sahih al-Bukhari or something, or you read the Sahih Muslim or parts of the Quran, then that maybe would be more applicable. But at the same time, most of the posts that you're probably identifying don't fall under that header. Like, for instance, I'm not a Muslim. I look at Islam and I say it is scripturally unsound, on the basis that some of the claims made within Islam are objectively false. For instance, a claim is made, I think this was in the Sahih Muslim, could have been the Quran, that sperm comes from the kidneys. Well, sperm does not come from the kidneys. If I point this out, it's not because I hate Islam. It's not because I have a thing against Muslims at large. I'm simply pointing out a factual inaccuracy within the Quran, or again, the Sahih Muslim. If I point that out, though, if I get into a debate over Islamic theology or something, would it then be classed as a form of bigotry? Would people have a problem with it? Most of them probably not, but I don't know what some editor at CNN is going to say. And to target YouTube and say, well, it's a big problem. There are plenty of videos on there calling out every religion, every religious leader, members and adherents, major figures, and ideas within most major religions. The only one that I ever hear being labeled as problematic, well, the two of them, Islam and Judaism. But when somebody says, oh, well, this Hindu Swami is like doing crazy shit, or this priest over here diddles children, haha, bloody Catholic Church, I don't see, nobody really bats an eye. Nobody has a problem. Or paganism. People are constantly saying, oh, well, pagan LARPers, neckbeard, like I'm a pagan, and like neckbeard pagan, you don't even believe in Thor, really, haha. Or they say it's like laughable or dumb or something. Nobody ever coined the term pagan phobia or anything, like, mainly because it would be dumb. I don't give a fuck if somebody says that I'm dumb for being a pagan or an occultist or something. It's not a phobia. It's just they happen to believe that my spiritual path is dumb. I don't give a fuck. So why is it that these sites constantly ramble about these two particular religious groups as though they were somehow on a level different from all of the others? It's really kind of odd, to tell the truth. I mean, it's total nonsense. And then to target YouTube for abiding by its own TOS, criticism of religion is allowed under YouTube TOS. You can't dehumanize people and say, well, these Muslims, this, that, and the other thing. You can't do that, but you can say, well, here's inaccuracies within Islam. Here's a problem with like, the history of Muslim conquest or something. You can do that, and it's perfectly acceptable. There are certain people that seem to think it shouldn't be. And as for Gab, again, take a casual stroll through Gab. You're going to see a lot of Deus vaulting like Christian fanatics there. Most of them, though, they don't say things that are actually Islamophobic. There's some memes on there that are like Deus Vault mode, but I mean, again, that's a fucking joke, dude. Most people understand it's kind of tongue-in-cheek. No, most of them are not actually extreme. Like, you know, you meet people in real life or you talk to them more interpersonally, you realize that a lot of people, they're really joking about a lot of these things. The problem is that mainstream society doesn't have a sense of humor, and the corporate media doesn't want to label it as humor. They want to take it seriously so they can do their tabloid gossip. CNN is devolving into a tabloid anyway. My God. YouTube hosts content that is Islamophobic. Again, what are you defining as that? Because I can remember Draw Muhammad Day was a big thing among liberals 10 years ago. I guess they grew out, I guess they decided to make peace with the establishment like all other sellout classes, and they decided that authoritarian religiosity now was okay, as long as they could use it to politically browbeat their ideological foes or their economic competitors. That's about all. Peace out.